Hello, Celts, and welcome to Theology 2301-3311. I am Sister Teresa Marie Chow Nguyen, your professor for Teachings of the Catholic Church. Welcome to our course of studies. With this video, I would like to introduce you to the course and go through the syllabus so that we are clear about the course expectations and requirements. So let's take a look at the syllabus, and you will soon have access to Blackboard as soon as IT makes that access available. To the syllabus we go. At the top, you will find the course information. This is Theology 2301, 3311, offered asynchronously. You have my office location, which is in Hughes House on the corner of Joachim and Bernard. It's the red brick house that used to be the family home of Howard Hughes. You also have my office hours. You can always reach me very expediently via email. My email is nguyen, nguyench, at sttom.edu. We can also meet in person or via Zoom. In following is the course description along with the student learning outcomes and course objectives. Theology is an academic discipline. It will engage both the mind and the heart. It is not only the study of God, THEO Logos, but it is also a gateway into a richer vision of reality, in which we seek wisdom for our own lives and see how we fit into the bigger scheme of things. It is in theology that we find the meaning and purpose of our very own human existence. So be prepared to engage both your mind and your heart, to ask deeper questions about your own existence and about the world, as it is created by God and intended to be in eternal blessed beatitude with God. At the bottom, we have the instructional format. As you know, this course is being offered online asynchronously. That means that there will be weekly modules that are posted every Monday, and you will have the duration of the week from Monday to the following Sunday to work on the course materials that are presented there. You will access the modules through Blackboard, and every module will culminate with some assessment, usually a short objective questions quiz or a discussion board post. You should anticipate spending 3.5 to 4.5 hours per week working through the assigned readings, the pre-recorded lectures, and then studying your notes from the lectures in order to take the quiz. On the next page, we have the required texts, and essentially I have provided everything to you electronically online. Therefore, you will not need to purchase any other texts. Next are the technology requirements. Obviously, for an online course, you will need access to a computer or laptop with high-speed internet. You need access to a web browser, access to Blackboard and your UST email accounts in which you will receive messages from me occasionally. You should also have a webcam that is also required for one of the online meetings that we will have for discussion. I will explain that in a little bit. The applications that are going to be used in the semester are Padlet, which is available through Blackboard, as well as Proctor Free, which will be used for all exams. It's an electronic proctoring application, and I will provide you more details about Proctor Free when it comes time for exams. Below this, you have the office hours Zoom link. After you've made an appointment with me, simply click on this link, and that will provide you with access to my Zoom account. Next, we have the course components. They are sixfold as listed here. Firstly, we have the module quizzes. There will be 8 quizzes total administered at the end of 8 particular modules. These will be worth 10 points in total. The questions are all true, false, multiple choice, objective questions. Now, you only need to accumulate a total of 70 points for the full requirement, for 100% of the quiz requirement. There's a time limit for the quiz. You have 20 minutes to complete the quiz, though you really shouldn't need more than 5 minutes if you've actually gone through the material, studied your notes from the pre-recorded lectures, and you have gained some mastery of the information. You have 1 attempt, and every quiz is due at the end of the module, which is Sunday, following the Monday in which the module opens. Next, we have live discussion sessions. You are only required to attend one of these. It will be via Zoom, and it will happen on a Thursday evening. Hence, they are called THEO Thursday Talks. There are details about these talks on page 7 of the syllabus. You can look there to look at the topic and the dates. Now, if you are not able to attend one of these dates, please let me know, and I will accommodate with a writing assignment due on the last day of the last THEO Thursday Talk. There are two formal assessments in the semester. These are the midterm and the cumulative final exams. They are worth 100 points each. They will repeat some of the questions from the quiz. It is entirely objective, though longer in length, and not open notes. Proctor-free, a proctoring app, will be required for each of the exams. Next, there are 4 discussion board posts that you will be required to respond to. A prompt or a question will be provided. You will gain points according to the substance of your response in length and are you on topic or not. So for the full 10 points, make sure you submit something on time, meeting the word requirement, 200 to 300 words, and you are on topic, your contribution is insightful and substantive. Next is the podcast project, which has always been a fun project, culminating in your studies at the end of the semester. Here, the project aims at an integration of the materials we have studied and also assessing your ability to communicate what we've studied to a popular audience. In short, you are to create a podcast recording, namely an audio recording, which will be uploaded to Padlet. And the content of your podcast should be some aspect of the Catholic Church's teaching applied and analyzing the harmony of faith and reason therein. So here are some sample topics. For example, be an expert on the topic of the theory of scientific evolution, analyzed from the perspective of the Church's position on faith and reason. You can stage a debate between an atheist and a faithful Catholic scientist. How would that debate go? Maybe interview St. Augustine or St. Thomas Aquinas on the harmony of faith and reason in their theology. Perhaps you would like to analyze the ideas of Pope Benedict XVI or John Paul II, or perhaps be a news anchor who reports on the successes and failures of the collaboration of faith and reason in our world today. So use your creative powers, apply what we've studied in class, and present an engaging podcast recording to a popular audience. Grade standards, your podcast will be graded for its quality, the quality of its content. Is this accurate information? Is it insightful? Also for the style of your presentation. Are you professional? Are you engaging? Are you creative? And again, the final product should be turned in on Padlet in Blackboard on Sunday, December 4th, though you can submit your production anytime before that.
Below we have the grade scale. Remember, we have a total of 400 points you are accumulating. If you want an A in the course, aim to accumulate 373 points. And that the A range is superior, exceptional, and outstanding. So you can read these descriptions and understand that a B is not a bad grade. A B for me is a good grade. But if you're aiming to get an A, then shoot high. Show me your superior, exceptional, outstanding work. We'll scroll down to page 4, and here we have policies and expectations. Academic honesty is the first thing here. This is very important, and I will reiterate this, even though you probably hear the same spiel from all of your professors. The university has a clear policy on academic dishonesty, and it is simply not tolerated. Every offense against academic honesty seriously undermines what I am here to do, what I love doing, teaching and learning. You undermine the learning process for yourself. You negate my teaching efforts if I am assigning a grade that does not actually reflect your mastery of the materials. And this is theology class, so let's not even resort to even considering thinking about cheating. Cheating includes, but is not limited to, cheating on tests, exams, or quizzes. Okay? So you need to comply by the parameters that are set forth. Copying another person's paper, unauthorized materials before or during a test or a quiz, misrepresenting someone else's work as your own, whether published or not. This is intellectual property that belongs to someone else if it is not your own. So do not claim it as your own. Unknowingly participating in academic dishonesty of another student, being complicit, and for any other circumstance which any reasonable person would consider as dishonest in an academic setting. There is a clear penalty according to our policy. I have added an honor code, which I will hold you to with regard to test taking and quiz taking. Other policies, we will enforce the policies that are found in UST's student handbook, even as this class is being conducted online. There should not be any appropriate behavior or materials that are posted online. Anything that you would not do at campus should not be done remotely as well. Okay, so professional decorum, respectful and responsible behavior is expected of everyone. There are many campus resources, and these are available to you here, as well as links in Blackboard, the Student Union, and elsewhere all over campus. So obviously we have the Doherty Library, tutorial services in the Writing Center, which I highly recommend, especially when it comes times for paper. It is always good to get another set of eyes to proofread your paper. And this is free of cost. It's actually included in your student fees. So make use of what you're already paying for. There are counseling and disability services. And here I would like to mention, if anyone has accommodations officially acknowledged, recognized by the university, meaning you have a letter from the Counseling and Disability Services Office, please do contact me and I will apply those accommodations accordingly. Below we have the course schedule. Now this gives the scope and sequence of what we will be studying, though the details are to be found in the modules tab in Blackboard, which I will come to shortly. So what you have here is my layout of the entire semester, what you can expect from the course. And the way it's set up is there are 15 modules, and those are listed here, modules 1, 2, 3. The topic of study will be an introduction to the course and going over the syllabus, which we're doing here technically. There is a lecture. The lecture will focus on theology as fides quorum intellectum, faith-seeking understanding. There's an assigned reading, and that is St. Thomas Aquinas' Summa Theologiae, Part 1, Question 1, Article 1. Following that, after you've done your reading and listened to the lecture, there is an assignment, and this is your first quiz. It is for a grade. This is your first 10 points. Along with that, there are Padlet introductions. Now, how do you access all of this? It will all be in the modules tab in Blackboard. Go ahead and zip into Blackboard to see how to access the modules.
Welcome to our Blackboard page. Here you have the welcome page, which comprises the same information that you found in the syllabus with the course description, student learning outcomes, and course goals, as well as my information, office hours, times, and location. We will work through the tabs on the left here, which you will be accessing on a regular basis for the course materials. So after the welcome page is the announcements page. Whenever there is something new or an email that I send out, I will also post an announcement here. Then you have the syllabus. On the syllabus page, you have the same general course schedule listed here for your easy access. Remember, modules correlate with the week of classes from 1 through all the way down to 15, and then 16 is the final exam. But you can also take a glance at the course schedule to see what we will be doing throughout the semester, how there are quizzes or discussion board questions or prompts, as you see here. Beyond this course schedule that's listed here, you can also download the syllabus again by clicking on the link here. The second set of tabs are support links, the calendar with due dates already incorporated, the student union with student support links, Blackboard Help, and UST's IT Help Desk is also linked here. For our course, the course information is here. Again, this is the information that you found on the syllabus with the text, grade components, and the grade scale. Below course information is course materials, and this is where you will find all of the readings. So it is very important that you notice here the Dropbox link. This Dropbox will take you to all of the scanned readings in PDF, and they are generally correlated with the week of the assignment. So this should be 1, but this is St. Thomas's Summa Theologiae, Article 1 of Question 1 of Part 1. Questions 2 or Articles 2 through 6. This is the assigned reading for the first module. If you click on this, this will take you to the reading directly. You can download it for yourself. You can read it on your screen. You can mark it up because it is a Word document. So here we have Part 1, Question 1. It has 10 articles, but I'm only assigning you Article 1, and then Article 6 is also included for your own interest. But here's Article 1, whether besides philosophy, any further doctrine is required. So you're essentially reading that a little bit long beyond 1 page. Article 2 is whether sacred doctrine is a science. This is also required. And then Article 6 is not required, but also included. It's not very long. It's whether this doctrine is the same as wisdom. So that gives you another page. So that's 3 pages of reading, not very much. It gives you an introduction into St. Thomas. Do take note that St. Thomas starts with the question, and he answers the question. But first he addresses the objections. So objection 1, which is not his position. Objection 2, on the contrary to the objections. He quotes an authority and then he answers. This is the substance of his answer. I answer that. Okay, so the lectures will unpack this for you. Let's return then to the Dropbox. For the second class, you're reading from Albacetti. You have that here, Benedict's Silence and the Word, and so on and so forth. Returning then to the course materials tab, below the Dropbox link, we have other links to other readings that are available online. So for example, this will take you to an electronic Bible. It's the New American Bible, NAB, which is provided for us by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCCB. If you click on this page, you will find all of the books of the New Testament and the Old Testament. So let's say we are reading from John's Gospel. You would click on John, chapter 1 for the prologue, and here it is, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word. Below the Bible, we have the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Again, this is not a required reading, but it is a very helpful and essential text, which gives you really a handbook of the key teachings of the Catholic Church. So if you click here, that will take you again to the USCCB's webpage, where they provide for you the entire Catechism of the Catholic Church in its most updated edition. So there you have the Catechism. And notice this is the table of contents. So let's say we click on the desire for God. That will take us to this section on man's capacity for God. And here we have paragraph 26, 27. That's part of the optional readings that are recommended for you. Notice these are not pages, they are paragraph numbers. Returning then, you also have Benedict's message for World Communications Day, Silence in the Word. Dei Verbum is a document from Vatican II, which we will be reading. If you click on there, that will take you to the Vatican's webpage, vatican.va, and the entire document. And again, I will be referencing the paragraph numbers. So paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and so on and so forth. Humani Generis, Fides et Ratio. There are videos that are also linked here, and we will be going through this throughout the semester. After course materials, you have instructor information again, along with my Zoom link directly here. And then a list of your grades are available under My Grades. The next set of tabs is very important. First are the modules. This is what you should be accessing frequently every week. So click on module tabs. They are listed according to the module number, according to the week. So module 1, Introduction to the Teachings of the Catholic Church. So here it says, welcome to the first module, and you are to work through the following components. Now there's a design to every model, and this is why it is numbered, and you should work through according to the order that I've presented the information. So number 1 is view the syllabus, which you're doing here, with the video explanation, which you are obviously looking at if you are watching this now. I also give the time frame so that you can work your schedule accordingly. So this is about 30 minutes. Then the first lecture, lecture number 1, Introduction to Theology. You can click on this link here or click on the icon link as well. That will take you to the lecture, which I have posted on YouTube. So we will click play. We want to begin the semester by looking at the meaning and purpose, the aims of theological studies. So that gives you a sample of how to access the readings. There are many functions within Blackboard for YouTube. You can enlarge the screen, for example, like that. You can turn on the closed captions if you like to see the text. You can also speed up the playback. So you can speed it up or you can slow it down. And remember, as an asynchronous course, you should leverage the advantage of having the ability to pause, to restart, to rewind, to review, to fast forward, to pick up the speed if you're on a crunch in time, to slow it down if it sounds too fast for you. This is all for your easy access. So manage it according to your needs. So after you view the first lecture, and that recording is about 14 minutes, then you should do the readings that we accessed earlier in course materials Dropbox, or also linked here for your easy access. I want to make things easy for you. Then following that, I will unpack that reading. So you should listen to lecture 1.2, Who is St. Thomas Aquinas? And then lecture 1.3, I explain his Summa Theologiae. After all of this, you will take the quiz, which is in the assessments tab. Remember, you have one attempt, 20 minutes long, and it is due by Sunday. I've given you the incentive to pay careful attention to the lectures, take good notes, because your quizzes are open notes. You can view your notes during the quiz time, though you should not rely too heavily on your notes. You should take good notes, review your notes so that you begin to assimilate and master the materials. And this is a privilege to the benefit of your learning, not a shortcut to getting the grade. Now I'm holding you to an honor code here. And again, I am doing this to facilitate your learning and your assessment of your learning. I can show you where the quizzes are as well. Under modules, you have next module. I will get back to that in a second. Then there's assessments. This is a tab in which you will find your quizzes. So there's a test taking tutorial video. If you want to take a tutorial on how to take quizzes, click here. This is another YouTube video.
Greetings, students of Teachings of the Catholic Church. With this video, I would like to provide a tutorial on how to take online exams in Blackboard for this class.
Below the test taking tutorial, there is a sample test, which is not for a grade, and you can take this as a first round of Blackboard assessments to give you a sense of how it actually works. So it's actually a real test with very easy, simple questions. There is a description of the test, the honor code, which I'm holding you to. So before taking this test, you must agree to abide to this honor code. I pledge to uphold academic integrity and so on. This test has a 5-minute limit and it will automatically save and submit when the time expires. So when you've read through all of that, you can begin the test. So for example, here's question number 1. It is, of course, Teachings of the Catholic Church. Click there and then save answer. There's a completion status box here. When you're done with all of that, you can upload your answers and save. Let's return to the assessments tab. As you continue to scroll down, you will find the first quiz. So here's quiz 1 that you should take at the end of completing the materials for module number 1. It will cover the materials for module 1, and this is due by Sunday after the module opens. When you're ready to take this, go ahead and click on that and you can begin the quiz. Now notice above the assessments tab, there is a next module tab. This is simply a tab I've created for those who like to stay on top of their work and even to get ahead. This tab houses the module for the upcoming week, so for the next week. This will give you an opportunity to take a peek at what will be expected of you for the next week. Or if you're already completed your work for the present week, then you can get ahead. And I will always open the next module for you 1 week ahead of time. But do not get confused with what week we're on. So you should always re-access this course schedule to make sure you're on task. In the next module, you will find module 2 because we're in week 1. Week 2 will be the next module, not yet due, but also already available for you to see. This is what we're doing for module 2. We're examining the religious experience to be intrinsic to the nature of human beings and exploring the nature of God's communication. How does God communicate to us and how do we respond or communicate back with God? There's an intro video with helpful tips and then readings, lecture, a study aid. I will provide you with PDFs of some slides for your easy review of the material. And then you are to take quiz number 2 again in the assessments tab. And there's a reminder here that discussion 1 will take place on September 1st. So that is the next modules tab. Now below next modules is assessment. Then we have introduction Padlet. You should use this Padlet to introduce yourself to the class. And it is very easy to do. Simply look for the pink plus sign at the bottom right-hand corner here, click there, and then you can enter your name and then write something fantastic. And once you're done with your entry, you can publish. You can also do a variety of other things here. You can add an image of yourself or an image of something that represents you. You can take a photo of yourself from your webcam. You can add a link or you can upload something just as well. So let's publish this and there it is. And you can jazz it up. Let's say I like blue for Mary, and there we go. So these are all available here, and you can meet your classmates on this Padlet introduction. Below this, we have the discussion board. And here is the discussion post. You should enter here and begin to post your response. Below this is the podcast project. There's a video explanation of the podcast and the directions which we've gone through on the syllabus. And then again, you will post your podcast on Padlet, on this Padlet here. I've included some samples from past semesters, and you can take a look at these to get an idea. Click on one of these on evolution.
Good morning. Welcome to UST's premier podcast, Cast.
Okay, so that's a quick sample. Finally, as we look down further, again, we have my Zoom office link here, or for THEO Thursday, the Zoom link will be provided here. So if you click here, this is the THEO Thursday talk and the link that you need to access. Once again, I'm delighted to have you in class. Welcome. I'm excited about our course of studies together as we expand our horizons and come to understand God's love for us and everything that is given to us in the teachings of the Catholic Church. So do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns anytime throughout the semester. And I am here for you, and I look forward to studying, reflecting, and growing with you in our faith. Blessings.